All right, make sure when we're doing MLA formatting that you switch the class with the teacher name. Teacher's name comes before the class, so switch those lines, and then make sure you're including your last names in the top left corner. And then with the date, make sure it looks like this. Rather than doing the slashes, it should be the day, month spelled out, the year, with no commas, so it should look like that. Whenever you're mentioning the title, make sure it's italicized, like so. Again, make sure italicizing the play title here. And let's enhance our diction. Let's avoid phrases like a lot. Let's choose maybe some stronger diction instead of that. Right now, your hook with your quote is not really explicitly connected to your background and context. So somehow, I think that's kind of a cool quote. Maybe you could find something better that relates to what you're already saying, but right now it just seems kind of random. Again, italicize the play title. Good thesis. So idioms and metaphors, the purpose of the idioms and metaphors is not to show how the character feels, but is to connect to the idea of this, right? So somehow rephrase your topic sentence to connect it back to the idea of gender roles and violence. And make sure that we're embedding our quotation and always italicizing the play title, even when it's abbreviated. We have two independent clauses here. He is mad at his daughter, and then this section here, separated by a coordinating conjunction, so we need to add a comma before and after daughter. Add a transition statement and embed here, and sometimes you can do two birds with one stone, do them at the same time. Again, with embedding, you can integrate with introduce with a full sentence and a colon, or integrate into your sentence, or attribute to the speaker. Italicize the play title. Solid commentary. Along with frustration, I didn't realize that the paragraph before this was focusing on frustration. This transition needs to be rephrased, and this topic sentence isn't super clear, it's very vague. This is a little bit more specific, I like that better. And let's embed our quote here. For some reason, it looks like our spacing got screwed up. Make sure that it's just one space after the quote. And don't forget to italicize the play title even when it's abbreviated. And add a transition as well as embedding here. Just either say Shakespeare or author, don't say both. And again, if it's showing possession, you have to have an apostrophe with authors. I think we meant to say at Romeo's side. I don't love this phrase shown here. Just start the sentence by saying Juliet is very careful with the wording she uses with her parents. Again, the transition here is kind of weak just because you're not making it very clear about the purpose of each paragraph within those topic sentences to begin with. So by doing that, it's going to strengthen those transitions as well. Let's make sure we're embedding and italicizing. Avoid contractions whenever possible. So rather than saying doesn't, say does not instead. That keeps a more formal tone for the essay. Same thing for isn't here. Connect this commentary back to your idea of gender roles. Right now it's not connected to your theme. Then transition and embed this evidence here. Italicize the abbreviated play title. Connect how this leads to violence, this last part here, because that's a very explicit connection to her suicide later. And then italicize the play title. Make sure we're correcting that spelling error there. Italicize the play every time. This sentence is a fragment here, so combine it with the previous sentence. Then I think you're ending on a strong note with that.